That's smart enough to.
I did that comment a lot.
All right, Jonathan, I think
All right,
we're ready to.
Yeah, good deal. I saw him pop on. Good morning, Emmett.
Yeah.
And good morning, everyone else online and in the room. Emmett, are you out of office right now? Are you doing this while you're on vacation? I hope not.
I'm taking care of my mom. She just had knee surgery, so she's resting, and I'm here to help support you and the rest of the team.
Oh, well, very, very good. Thanks for popping on and for your service back home there. All right, Rachel, we've got everybody. Is that right?
We do, but I will run through
Okay.
a roll call in just 1 second.
Okay.
Let me get this slideshow up.
I'll
Or I
go ahead and
forget.
I'll officially call the meeting to order. So this is the July 16th, 2026 Senior Advisory Committee meeting. I do see on the agenda, we've got it listed as June 16th, but we can have that updated. So I'll welcome everybody this morning, and then we'll go ahead and do a roll call and determine quorum.
All right, Jonathan Witham,
Here.
Brian Baird,
Here.
Joshua Kulu.
Here.
Andrea Bond. Here. Joshua Geezy,
Present.
Bill Thacker, Kevin Hobson,
Here.
Steve King,
Here.
Jack Seeks.
Here.
We also have Matt Goebel, Ryan Stump, and Hamish Jane, which we will be moving hopefully shortly. But they are.
Perfect. Sounds like we've got quorum. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
we've definitely got it in the room.
Good. Of course, you guys knew that I wasn't going to be there. That's why you all showed up in person. That's very hurtful. All right. Next item on the agenda, let's discuss and modify and approve the June 15th meeting minutes. Do we have any proposed edits or modifications from anybody? And if not, I would entertain a motion to approve those.
Move. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, let's do a roll call vote, please.
Jonathan Witham,
Yes.
Brian Baird,
Yes.
Joshua Kulu,
Yes.
Andrea Bond. Yes. Joshua Geezy,
Yes.
Bill Thacker, Kevin Hobson,
Yes.
Steve King,
Yes.
Jack Seeks.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Meeting minutes are approved. All right, Rachel, I'll let you go through the presentation of designees for the open positions, please.
So, we would like to, or Jonathan has nominated, Hamish Jane for the Chief Information Security Officer, to replace Warren Leonard. We have Robin Stump, who is the EMS Operations Section Chief here at IDHS, to replace Dr. Gazel. And we have Matthew Goebel from Warwick County EMA to replace Bernie Sanders. Oh my, Bernie Myers, who resigned over the winter. These are our nominees.
Cool. Yeah, that's great. Three terrific folks who I know well, and I think will serve very well on this committee and provide great insight into their respective areas of expertise. So is there any discussion about any of the open vacancies or questions for any of the nominees here? All right. Then I think, do we need to do a vote for each one? Rachel or Christy, if Christy's in the room, or can we do this as a little block vote?
If the motion is for a block vote is fine.
Okay. All right, so I would entertain a motion either for an individual or for all of these individuals as a block vote to approve them as new members of the SAC.
Motion is a block vote.
All right, got a motion. Do we have a second?
Jonathan Wickham,
Yes.
Brian Bear,
Yes.
Joshua Keelan,
Yes.
Andrea Vaughn. Yes. Joshua Keezy,
Yes.
Joel Thacker, Kevin Hobson.
Yes.
You came?
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yes.
Yay, welcome to the SAC. And we may now all vote
All
on everything
right.
from here on forward.
It's terrific.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
We're very
thank you. Thank you, Matt, Robin, and Hemant for being willing and welcome aboard.
Right,
Okay,
so,
item 6, review of the charter amendments.
So for the charter, we updated all the years to 2026. All references to the federal legislative funding opportunity were amended to match and or anything to the preparedness manual as appropriate. So mostly it was Article 1, as you can see up there, Article 4, and then the addition of Heyman, Robin, and Matthew to the signature page. And then I did make one small change from the version I sent to you guys. For Heyman's representative part, added the word security. In the NOFO or preparedness manual where it lists the different responsibilities or roles. Chief of Information Officer and Chief Information Security Officer are interchangeable. We just updated the title on that one, so we cut it accurate.
Very good. Do we have any discussion on these amendments or questions for Rachel or for the team about how they impact the rest of the charter? Okay. I am assuming that we need to take a vote to approve this new charter. Is that correct?
Yes, please.
Yes. All right. So I will entertain a motion to approve the new charter with these amendments.
So
Got a motion. Did I hear a second in the room?
Yes. Second.
Okay. All right. Let's take a vote.
Yep. Jonathan Wickham,
Yes.
Brian Bear,
Yes.
Joshua Keeler,
Yes.
Andy Bond. Yes. Joshua Geezy,
Yes.
Joel Thacker, Kevin Hobson,
Yes.
Steve King,
Yes.
Jack C,
Yes.
Heyman Jane,
Yes.
Robin Stone. Yes. Matthew Cole.
Yes.
Thanks. Next.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank
so
you all, and
for
thank
the-
you to the team for getting that updated with all those changes.
Okay,
And then,
So- I will be
yeah, sorry.
sending
Go ahead, Rachel.
the charter around. Everybody who is here in the room, please sign and date next to your name. And then for everybody not here, Jonathan, I will be sending it via DocuSign to you and Heyman and Joel Stacker for signature through DocuSign.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, and then once I get once they sign it, we will send it out to all of you and upload it in Teams and add it to our application. And put it on the website, all the places. It will go in all the places
Very good.
on the slide. All right, Next one.
Thank you for keeping us compliant. Okay, next item is the review of the electronic meeting policy amendments.
and Christy can tell you what we did to this.
For the electronic meeting policy, it was similar to the charter where we just made technical edits, which were for like grammatical changes and formatting edits. But the more substantive ones were to section 3, which is the policy section, subsections A and D. We just, for subsection A, we referenced it previously, I think it had a hard number, like 5 people of the SAC have to be here physically. But the statute says something different. And since the membership of the SAC fluctuates, we referenced the actual statute because that will dictate the actual number of people that have to be present instead of having a hard number. And then for section D, there wasn't a reference to the statute that applied to that section, and we just added that reference. So those were the changes that we made to the electronic meeting policy.
Very good. Any discussion or questions for Christy on those changes? And if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the new electronic meeting policy with those amendments.
Okay, we have a motion.
Okay, motion. Do we have a second?
So,
I think I heard a second in there. All right, let's go ahead and take a vote.
Here we go. All right, Jonathan Witham,
Yes.
and Barry,
Yes.
Joshua Keeler,
yes.
Andrea Vaughn. Yes. Joshua Easy,
Yes.
Joel Thacker, Kevin Hobson,
Yes.
Steve King,
Yes.
Jack Seats,
Yes.
Amy McJane,
Yes.
Robin Stump,
Yes.
Matthew Goble.
Yes.
All right.
Very good. Thank you all. Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Rachel, with
Okay. before we get
2026
to that
Shisham.
26, I'm gonna give you just a real quick for 25 SHSP. So we did get, most of the projects are approved, except for border and election. For 25, we sent out notifications to everyone to let them know where their project was at. So if they were submitted for border or election, they've been notified that they are still pending, but that's where it's at. If they are denied, they got their denial letter. And then for everyone else that got awarded, we have sent out notifications so they know they are awarded. And we will get their award letters out as soon as we can, but we gotta get 26 to FEMA first. And if they had the same project for 25 and they submitted the same thing for 26, their 26 one was automatically, taken out of the competition. Or out of consideration. And we looked through them very, very carefully to see if they were the same projects first. If they were different, then they still stayed in for 26.
Did we have, Rachel, did we have anybody that had the same project that was
Yes,
removed?
multiple.
And,
There
and
were,
did
10 or
we have
12.
an opportunity for them to submit
No.
something else or, okay,
we did not.
okay.
But we did review everything before we removed them. And not very many of them would have made it through on 26 anyway. So
Okay,
there's also that. But
But
we did
is
review
the-
everything that came in.
is the hope that the 25 will be funded and that project will move forward anyway? Is that right?
They are fine. The 25, if they were awarded 25, they are awarded.
Right.
And they can move forward with that project.
Okay, so what we really did is just removed a duplicate for 26.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, on to 26. So as always, there's an 80-20 pass through, at least 80% has to go out to the locals. We have to have a 35% going toward law enforcement, terrorism prevention activities. We have to make the funding available within 45 days of it being available to us and all of the wonderful people on ZEF. So, and then for 26, we had a requirement of 30% across all the national priorities together. At least 10% has to go to border, supporting border crisis response and enforcement, and 3% for election security. Hit all of these numbers. So the way we did this, just to remind everybody, we sent an information bulletin out to local to address national and local priorities. To get all the applications in. They were all capped at 150,000, only one national priority and one enduring need per organization. And everything was due on July 9th. And then we reviewed them all. We received 150 applications total. You can see the breakdown between national priority and enduring needs and specific priorities within that. Requested over 17 million. We have like 4 to give out. As usual, there were at least 8 that were completely ineligible, a couple nonprofits, that kind of thing. And we did let them know that the nonprofit application was open if they were a nonprofit. Also do on the next. Each application was reviewed by 3 people, and my team rocked this, by the way. They went through them very, very thoroughly and very, very fast. But we went by the rubric and then we averaged the totals together. After that, we looked again at the top scoring to make sure that everything fit the national priority if it was going for a national priority. And address terrorism. Those are the 2 big ones for this grant, so we wanted to make sure we were putting forward the best projects for each priority and that everything hit terrorism. Then all communications projects were reviewed by Andy, and all cybersecurity projects were reviewed by Hamas. And I appreciate you guys very much for getting through all of those, especially Andy, who had a long list. Yeah. So this is what we have. We'll pop up the spreadsheet here in a second. So the total allocation is $4,362,750. What we are recommending is that for the amount held by the state is the whole 20% this year of $872,550. So 5% of that is the max we can hold on to for management administration. That's $218,137.50. The Fusion Center, which is largely covering the border with a small bit for actual Fusion Center, is the $523,412.50. And the Secretary of State is for $131,000 is for election security. We didn't have any applications turned in for election security of the Secretary of State this year. Last year we did. So that leaves $3,490,200 for local awards. Our left to requirement, you can see the numbers right there because they're long, but we are above it. I think there's actually some more within each application, but math wasn't all pulling to on my Excel sheet. But we're at least over the minimum by 50,000. We're fine there. And then our national priority requirement was 1.3 million, and we've got over 2 in the national priorities altogether. Questions on all the numbers?
These are, I know this is a quick timeline, and I know we'll dig into some of the specific projects here in just a minute, but thank you to you and your team for putting this together, for the review, for all the information that you gathered in a very short amount of time. And also thanks to Andy and Emmett for their side review of some of these projects that needed an extra set of eyes. So it's a big lift to do this. I'm happy that we are able to hit all those numbers and do it in a way that I think funds a lot of important projects. And, it's a competitive grant, so there's always going to be some that aren't funded, and I hate that, but I think we are taking great care and picking projects that are important to the national priorities, also important to Indiana. So thanks to you and your team for putting this together.
Pass it on to the team for sure. While they work on the other grants. All right. I'm
Yeah,
going
that's
to-
right.
Yep, I'm gonna.
So
stop
yeah,
sharing.
if we want to jump,
second.
do you have a plan to go through the spreadsheet, or do you want us to just sort of call out individual questions, Rachel, if there are any?
We can do.
for
we can
specific
do
projects?
Either of those things.
Okay.
I can share the spreadsheet so we can all see the same thing.
I might start with either Andy or Hemet and see if there were any on the cyber and on the communications request. Were there any trends or things that that you'd like to flag for now or in the future with those specific programs? Start there, maybe.
Sure. I mean, from a cyber perspective, I think, and we talked about this at the previous meeting, we do need to make sure that there are roadmaps and plans being put forth for modernization of platforms and capabilities, right? That folks can't always rely upon grant funding to be able to upgrade or modernize their particular platforms. And I think that's something that we need to, it's a cultural change. It's something that we need to continue to educate and inform, the local municipalities that you need to start putting, these in place. I do like additional segmentation to be able to separate out networks. So that way, some of the more recent ransomware type events that have occurred, it has allowed critical infrastructure to continue to operate while maybe the other side of the house from a municipality government perspective was impacted. So I like the segmentation. I think phishing resistant MFA and additional identity verification is going to continue to be a theme in the future, as well as protections around AI. So that's all I had from a comment perspective.
Yeah, that's super helpful, Emmett. Thank you. Is that something that when we put out a NOFO, Rachel, if we have a little bit better guidance and more guardrails on those types, kind of like we tried to do and maybe did on the communication side, how we're prioritizing those projects, is that something that we should look at and consider for next cycle, do you think?
Consider.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I think a lot of that, especially at the local level, is they maybe don't know what they don't know. And if we can provide that guidance ahead of time and make it as simple as possible, then we may see some better projects put forward and also in line with what we believe should be the priorities for some of these very basic cyber enhancements. So Emmett, those are great points. So let's keep that in mind for the next cycle, and maybe we can start to develop that, in the next couple of months ahead of time. Andy, anything on your side from the communication standpoint?
We have a lot of requests like we usually do for radios. A lot of them have really worked more on doing it as a whole approach, like the county's looking to get X amount of radios and then distribute them appropriately. So that is good. That's an uptake. They also are looking at more interoperable radios that can do multi-bands and different things like that. So It's trending well, but what they're asking for is appropriate. One thing we still want to work on is trying to get more and more counties into the habit of planning ahead for radios, like it's have a planning cycle to replace radios when they come into life, rather than hope that you get a grant to replace the radios. So that's a project that my team wants to work on. We just, it got pushed aside a little bit because we had to move. It's been a 4-month move process.
Yeah.
I have it's a little.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Thanks for
I'll
bringing us.
I'll take partial responsibility for that.
You've been very welcoming. We appreciate it. It's just been a lot.
Good.
So
Yeah.
we have to get that project back on track where we start to try and maybe come up with some help for plans of how to maintain and replace radios.
I'm wondering if maybe a question that relates to both of those on how do you moving, if we give you whatever it is, could be radios, but it could be also, you know, a prime mover or whatever.
Mhm.
What's your plan how you plan for this when this doesn't work anymore? And adding it to the application just to see what we get. I mean, and then decide if it weighs into the scoring or not down the road.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. I think a lot of people just don't plan for radios. Matthew's been a lot, since he's taken over down in Warwick, he's been very conscientious about planning things like that. But it's hit or miss depending on where you go. So
That's why it's for the EMA side of things, so we talk about the radios and stuff, but a lot of the counties don't have the funding to give to the EMAs, and now, like our county is, you know, it's growth, but the county council is so hesitant to give anything because it's Senate Bill 1, and they don't want to do nothing with that. We have public safety lit, but they don't want to touch any of that because it's already obligated somewhere else. So a lot of the EMAs, we rely solely on grants, and, you know, there's not a competitive grant anymore that was for EMAs before my time. So that's, I mean, I put in for radios this go around because we just don't have the funding in our own budget to get new radios.
Well, it's probably not an issue that we're going to be able to solve, right? And but I do think the plan to help plan is a good one. And again, maybe it's just guidance that the new Office of Emergency Communications will provide, and you know, you just kind of got to get people thinking about this stuff ahead of time and educate. And but even people like Matt, who do plan ahead and who do you know, a very good job of educating people around them, and it's still a challenge, and it's a challenge for the big cities and the small towns. So all right, well, more work to do on that, but sounds like we do have some projects that got funded, right? And then we can help them prioritize and help them. I think it's, you know, a good idea, Rachel. I think that was Rachel that was talking about potentially giving, you know, some additional scoring points to those that have identified a kind of a long-term master plan, maybe. But anyway, okay. Well, I appreciate those kind of high-level thoughts on the applications. So, you know, I've gone through the spreadsheet. I personally don't have any specific questions about projects. You know, it's based on the rubric, it's based on the scoring formula, and I think you said there were 8 that were just ineligible. Is that right, Rachel? So
Yeah.
those were pulled immediately. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns with the overall funding picture or with specific projects that are listed? And I know that there are probably some people in the room, and I don't know about online, Hammett, I'm not sure if you guys had any projects from this, but I know there are probably some people in the room that will have to recuse themselves from certain votes potentially, but any discussion about specific projects?
I will say when we made these funding recommendations, when we were putting together the final list and checking all the money, we went by scores down to 35 on both enduring needs and soft targets, because that's where most of the projects were. And then we took the best 2 for cyber. And then border is Fusion Center, and Fusion Center is Fusion Center, and election security is Secretary of State. Just to give you an idea of how we picked these projects. It was purely on score. After removing those that didn't fit said whatever priority they chose, or didn't hit the terrorism.
Very
And
good.
then there
Thank
is
you.
one partial, that blue one on there, Vigo County EMA. They are getting radios, and so they just got all the money that was left. So they can still get some radios, just not quite all the radios they wanted to. Their ask was around 85,000, I believe.
Okay, thank you. So anybody in the room have comments or questions on the spreadsheet? I like the idea in the future of helping prioritize projects. I think we can gain a lot from that, and not necessarily, it's obviously not a mandate. People can still ask for what they want and need. But if we see trends that we can help provide some guidance on, I do think that's helpful, especially when we are looking at more of a statewide strategic plan for some of these dollars. So again, thanks, Rachel, to you and the team for putting this all together. So we'll open it back up for any comments, discussion. If there are no specific questions, then I think we can entertain a motion to approve the funding as recommended or with modifications. And I would suggest, for all of our sake, that we do that as a block vote for this funding spreadsheet instead of going line by line, but also happy to do that.
And I'll also note, Jonathan, regarding the ethics issue you mentioned, the statute in question says that a special state appointee, which you all are as members of this committee, can't participate in a vote when a business organization has a financial interest, and business organization does not include units of government. So you can vote if you are a part of an agency that is getting an award, you are allowed to vote. However, if you still feel uncomfortable doing that, you can abstain if you choose to do so.
Thank you for that, Christy. All right. I'm not hearing anything unless you guys are muted. Sounds like everybody's on board with this plan.
Or move that we vote on this as a block. Is that correct? Then that's what we're trying to get that. I want to make sure I'm heading in the right direction for my motion.
Second, good.
Do we need to do one to approve and one to decline everything else?
Yes, let's start with the approval.
Okay, just
Yep.
wanted to make sure that we were
I'll
on the same
clarify
page.
this motion for approving that first block.
All right, so we've got a motion to approve the projects that are on the recommended for approval list. That includes full and partial awards, right? Do we have a second on that motion?
We did.
I'll second it.
Okay. Great. thank you. All right, we'll do a vote.
Here we go. Jonathan Witham,
Yes.
Brian Baird,
Yes.
Justin Keeler,
Yes.
Andrea Bond,
Yes.
Joshua Gacy,
Yes.
Joel Tucker, Kevin Hobson,
Yes.
Steve King,
Second.
Jack Seats,
Yes.
Hannah Jane,
just came out that way.
it's okay,
Yes.
Robin Stump,
Yes.
and Matthew Gogel.
Yes.
Lens.
Very good. Thank you. And then we'll entertain a motion to not fund the projects on the recommended for, I don't know if it's denial or not fund or what the, not recommended for funding, so that we can officially deny those.
You the bad guy.
I'll move.
My gosh.
Yes.
Cause I just denied, I'll make the motion.
So we've got do we have a motion to deny the not recommended list?
Yes, I made the motion.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Second?
Second.
Okay. Do a vote?
All right, Jonathan Witham,
Yes.
Brian Baird,
Yes.
Joshua Keeler, Andrea Bond,
Yes.
Joshua Gacy,
Yes.
Joel Tucker, Kevin Hobson,
Yes.
Steve King,
Yes.
Jack Seats,
Everybody
Yes.
Hannah Jane,
Yep. Yes.
Robin Stump,
Yes.
and Mike Gogel.
Yes.
All right. Thank you all very much. That's it's a big list, a lot of requests, still a lot of interest in the program. So I do think in the coming months, let's all think about different ways that we can provide even better guidance for a hopeful next round, anticipated next round in 27. And again, with kind of a statewide strategy in mind of how we can make these dollars go as far as possible. So very good. Okay, let's talk about the next meeting. Rachel, do you have any proposed dates or are we just kind of
No,
looking at late
I don't-
fall?
I don't have no clue.
Okay.
So we'll probably wait till after we get our award letter back, see what ends up on hold. If anything, well, yeah, whatever ends up on hold. And, at that meeting, we'll also can start discussing things that we want to do differently. We started a little bit today, for the next round so that we can be ready whenever that might happen. But thank you all very, very much for being so
Sounds good.
flexible when we schedule these meetings and letting me know what works and what doesn't work as fast as you can. I really, really, really appreciate it.
Yes, this group is very good at jumping in and being available. So I certainly appreciate that as well, because some of these timelines are a little ridiculous. And it makes it hard to do it all in such a short amount of time, but you all make it very simple. So I appreciate that. So we will be in touch about the next meeting once we've got a better idea. And I want to thank everybody there in the room and online for participation today, for being there, and for the thoughtful and thorough review of all these projects. If there's any other discussion, we can do that now. Otherwise, I would entertain a motion to adjourn for today.
Second.
All right, let's do a roll call to see if everybody's ready to get out of there.
All right, Jonathan,
Yes.
Brian Baird,
Yes.
Joshua Keeler,
Yes.
Andrew Vaughn,
Yes.
Joshua Keeley,
Yes.
Joel Thacker, Ken Hobson, Steve King,
Yes.
Jack Seats,
Yes.
Emmett James,
Yes.
Robin Stump,
I would like to go.
yeah, and Matthew Gogel.
Yes.
Thank you
Perfect.
all
Thank
very,
you.
very much.
Yes, thank you. Be safe getting back to work or back home. We really appreciate it. We'll see you in a couple of months here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question, not about studying, but I thought it was gonna be a 2-hour meeting. Yeah,
I never know.
I brought 2 bottles of bourbon for a 2-hour meeting.